Well, hello, my soul friends. This is a super spontaneous offering today. I felt the need for myself, and I often, well, I know that if I'm feeling something, you're probably feeling it too. So I went live truthfully because I didn't have any more room on my camera, which, if you listen to my Mercury Retrograde video, you know that I need to take my own advice today. I had no room, which means I need to clear it in order to record. Anyway, this works better. Sometimes people join me for live, and mostly I'm coming in to offer a guided reflection today, and a guided inner experience to connect to your inner world and your own soul wisdom to navigate whatever you're going through right now. So, welcome to the Soul Nurture channel. If this is your first time, I'm Victoria Jaswin. I got to tell you the truth. I was going to sit down and do a meditation because I feel so exhausted, and I have a lot going on. And, as I did the video yesterday for Mercury retrograde, I kept having this image of, because there's a lot of planets retrograding. Mercury's retrograde now. And I kept having this image of all these files opened on a computer. And, like when you have all the files open on your computer can slow down. That's how I'm kind of feeling. So curious how you're feeling. And if you're watching this in replay, please do comment. Let me know any takeaways. Like I said, I'm going to take you through a guided experience. Yesterday when I did the Mercury retrograde video, I went through my usual experience. I'm going to be really honest here. I do the videos because I feel called to do them. I get excited to do them. And then the minute I hit done or upload it or whatever I do to make it public, I have the sinking, oh, what did I just do? And I go into a review and think, oh, why did I say that? And then I have to offer what I suggest that you offer to yourself, which is offering compassion. So after the video I did yesterday, I was practicing, I was talking about practicing makes progress. Forget about perfection, right? But still, I was practicing going through the houses to talk about Mercury retrograde. And I've never done that before. Normally when I'm looking at an aspect, I'm looking at my chart, or I'm looking specifically at someone else's chart when I'm looking at transits. So it was spontaneous, and I wanted to do it. I wanted to step out of my comfort zone a little bit more. So I had, as I think Brene Brown calls it, what does she call it? The vulnerability hangover all night last night. So anyway, as you know, I don't edit and I don't take down videos. I let them go because that's how I grow. I get to look and see where my inner judge comes up, where my critic comes up, and also where I could do better. And this is what Mercury retrograde is all about. It's a gift from the universe, a gift from God to review, reset, remember, recall. In fact, when you're watching this video, I do invite you, before we do the process, to pause the video and Google a list of RE words. So you'll have like a whole list to review. And we're going to do something with that in a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go to my notes. Nobody's here, so that's all good because I just want to get through what I have to offer you. And have I said, if you haven't been here before, welcome to the channel. I like to explain what this is about. Why am I here? I have to explain to myself, why am I here? I have to talk myself into the videos all the time. When I get a call, I get these calls that literally, for me, a soul call comes from the heart. You can feel this excitement and joy. And then it travels up to your mind, and your ego, or your programming that you're familiar with will stop you at the border and say, what in the heck are you doing? Why are you doing this, right? So I have to remind myself, as we all do with a soul call, to just keep showing up for it, keep showing up, right? And we have to let go of all of the the doubt and the fear and just show up. So whatever you are up to, whatever you're doing to breach the comfort zone, and that's what we need to do anytime we're doing something new, anytime we're doing something different. And that's how we grow. So I like to consider myself a role model for those of you who are wanting to reach for something new. And I willingly show you my stumbles, my falls, and my continuing to grow. Okay. All right. So I do, I'm always, the commercial thing. I know I don't like to, how do I say it? I don't like to ask for people to subscribe or follow or whatever. But what I do know is if you do subscribe and you do comment and you do like, it does help me get into the algorithm that gets my videos out there more. So if you like what I'm offering and you feel supported by me showing up for you, then support me in showing up for others by subscribing. There you go. Okay, so I'm going to look at my notes here. So I just wanted to cover a few things. As I said, I'm going to take you through a guided experience, and I will try to remember to do a timestamp so that those of you who are joining later for the replay, you can go right to the guided experience, okay? But mostly I like to come on to YouTube as an extension of support for you to pause with me, to check in with yourselves. I know, there's so much going on in the world. There's so much, we can say opportunities for transformation. And during Mercury retrograde, it is a gift. I want to say this. A lot of people get, oh no, they get concerned. Oh no, it's Mercury retrograde and the sky is falling. No. It's an opportunity to support us and getting course corrected, really. So pause with me for this moment and check in. You can put your hand over your heart and just close your eyes and just ask, as you turn within, how are you doing in this moment? How are you feeling? Like you're connecting with a really good friend. How are you doing? How's your energy? How's your mind? Is it busy? Is it overwhelmed? Are you noticing perhaps more critical thoughts or a really, really expanded to-do list right now? Feeling a little overwhelmed? Just noticing right now, okay? This is what we do in this channel. And this is why I brought in astrology. Astrology to me is just a symbolic language that helps us have greater self and soul awareness. And what do I mean by that? Like I say, it's a symbolic language, and it's, for me, my husband is a earth-based tracker. He studied with Tom Brown for years and teaches earth-based skills like tracking, the movement of the animals or what's going on, and letting the earth teach and provide information about what's going on. Well, I sort of like, okay, I love that term, and I take it and I call it soul tracking. That through awareness of what's going on in our bodies, with our emotions, with our thoughts, in our world, in the bigger world, with the celestial movements, to be aware of what you're noticing. This is how Mercury retrograde became a thing. It's not a made up thing. People became aware of, wow, when this planet called Mercury appears to go backwards, which it isn't. It's just from our perspective from Earth, it looks like it's going backwards. And it appears during this time, or it feels at this time, that things can get a little wonky with our electronics, with our communications, with our cars. And so it's just a corresponding awareness. Oh, interesting. When this happens, I notice these things happening. So that is my invitation to you as we do check-ins for whatever video I'm offering, to pause and check in. What am I noticing about myself? What has been brought to my awareness? That is maybe some communication for me, right? For you. What is trying to get your attention? And this is Mercury retrograde, is really another RE word. Remember all the RE words, and we're going to review some of those. repeat on repeat on repeat on repeat. So you can't miss the sign. You can't miss the communication from God, creator, the universe, your own soul, whatever you believe. And I really do say I'm very inclusive here. I have a certain faith path. I do call myself a progressive Christian because that's what I'm called to through my dream work. I was raised Catholic. I studied Buddhism, Taoism, trans-denominational experiences like through Agape, who studied there for years. And I have Chiron in Pisces. And so I'm very sensitive to inclusion with faith because Pisces and Chiron, I, like many of you, have been wounded by faith experiences in church or dogma. And for me, faith is such a personal thing. How we believe, what we're drawn to, how we connect to the divine, so personal. So I never want to exclude anyone. And I know that some people feel excluded even by me talking about astrology. And I understand. I do. And I'd like to talk to you more about that. If you're somebody, I noticed that yesterday I had a few people unfollow or unsubscribe. And I was curious about that. What is it? Is it, because I'm talking about astrology too much? And I got in my head a little bit about it. And then I thought, I know that I'm called to this. I know that whatever door God opens for me, and I can feel that. I know what that feels like. I trust and I walk through, even though some people may not understand. And I don't even know why I went off on that tangent. Maybe it'll help someone out there when you're feeling called to an authentic way of being or an authentic expression, and you're back shutting down with concern or fear what other people may think about it, right? Okay, so I want to just get into this before I want to review a few things about Mercury retrograde. And also, it's not only Mercury retrograde right now, we're still in Venus retrograde. Mercury went retrograde on August 23rd. Some people said the 24th. I think it started yesterday. I felt it yesterday. Venus has been retrograding since July 23rd, and that'll go direct on September 4th. Saturn is retrograde, went retrograde on June 18th. We'll stay there. We'll station direct on November 4th. Neptune is retrograding, went retrograde on July 1st. Will go direct on December 6th. Pluto retrograde on May 11th. It will go direct on October 22nd, and then Jupiter will begin retrograde on September 5th, and we'll stay there until December 31st. So there's a lot of retrograde energy. It's like retrograde season, and so we can, at this time, a lot of times I hear people say, I just feel really tired. I feel really worn down. I feel stuck. I feel frustrated because I want to move forward and I feel like I'm going backwards. So I'm just curious for those of you out there watching with me, when you watch this, what are you noticing? It is a Mercury retrograde that I'm focusing here on today, Mercury retrograde in Virgo. Watch the video that I did yesterday and fumbled around trying to, say what possibilities could exist where Mercury is happening, retrograding in your chart. But truly, the best way to know is look at your chart. And you can go to astro.com and look at your own chart. You can contact me, still offering the 20-minute consults, which could be a peek at your chart, could be talking more about how I could support you with where you are on your journey. Okay. All right. So I don't see anybody here, so I'm going to keep going. Awesome. Okay. So I'd like you to go ahead and pause the video if you're watching on replay. Of course, there's nobody watching with me now, so pause the video. And I'd like you to Google on your phone or on your computer, however you're watching me, Google a complete list of RE words, okay? And I want you to just go ahead and look at that list, open it up, and let your eyes just scan the list. I've got mine open right now. and just notice what, like those sometimes people put them on Instagram or Facebook where there's a bunch of words and then words will pop out at you, and those are your words for the year. I want the same kind of feeling. Like when you just review, you're looking at this list, what RE words pop out at you? Just 3 of them right now. Hey, I'm going to look at my list and do this, but don't let me influence you. Find your own words. I'm just going to go through it, close my eyes, and find the 3 words that speak to me. Okay. I'm getting some weird words here. So let me scroll down a little bit more. All right. Some of these words I don't know. Okay, first word that really lands for me is reflect. Perfect. Okay. I'm going to go back up. Reggae, but that's not really relevant to what I'm doing, but I do like reggae. Refuel, that connects to me. Reflect, refuel, reggae, but that's not my third word. And revive, that really speaks to me. Okay, so I've got reflect, revive. What was my other one? See how tired I am? Just like, what did I just say? I don't even remember, and I just said it. See, this is what's happening for me. This is why I can't wait to get to the guided imagery. I really need it. I'm going to have to rewatch my video. What did I say? Is anybody with me that heard me? Let's see. Anybody here? I don't see anybody here. And now I've lost my streaming. Where am I streaming from? Oh boy. Okay, nobody's here. I'll have to listen later. So revive, revisit, and I don't remember. Okay, so find your 3 words. Your words are your words. Go through the list, pause. You can just close your eyes, open your eyes, see the first word that lands. And what I mean by land is not like some of the words I saw were like, like reggae. That's a cool word. But what I mean by land, it's like, oh, that's my word. That's what I need in this moment to help me navigate this Mercury retrograde, okay? So just jot down your 3 words. And now I'm going to take you through I call it a guided inner experience, because we're going to be turning away from the external world and dropping into our own worlds. And this is the key here, my friends. The more we recognize, as it is said, as within, so without, the more we recognize that the only thing we have control of in the world is our own inner worlds. And the more we work with our own inner worlds, we check our beliefs, we create an inner foundation of safety and security, all the things we desire on the external, we cultivate that within our own inner world, the more that will reflect in the external world. See, we get it reversed. We're like waiting for the external world to, offer us something so we can feel better. But that's not the way that it works. So I do invite you now. I'm going to go to my notes and I'm going to take us through a little guided, and it's a time of reflection. So you can do this a couple ways. Stay with the imagery, and then when you're done, journal. Or you can, as I offer what I'm offering, pause your video and go within and then jot it down in real time. However you want to do it, whatever feels right for you. Remember, a big part of what I teach is to trust your own intuition, okay? It's yours. You're the authority, the expert of you. I'm simply a soul guide, okay? All right, here we go. So I want to invite you to just go ahead and close your eyes and turn within to your inner world. And as I ring my meditation bowl, maybe this will help you deepen and just drop in and turn away from everything that you've been focusing on in your world today. Maybe you're watching this in the evening and you're done with the day and you can let it all go and come into your inner world with compassion, with curiosity. And the intention of this guided inner experience is to connect inward, to connect so that you can call in the RE words that you need to navigate this time and to really call in what you need in this moment as you notice how you're doing. Like for me, I'm feeling, like I could use a nap. So really, I want to call in for this time of pausing and turning within, some revive. That word was there, reviving, re-energize, reawaken. But just first notice what you notice in your mind, in your body, going deeper as we did that at the very beginning of the video, going deeper now. Letting all distractions fall away. There's nothing more important than this moment. There's nothing more important than you. When you consistently take time to drop in, you are reinforcing in your mind-body system that you matter, that you are worthy of your own time, and you're worthy of your own compassionate care. Just noticing, okay, yeah, I notice I'm a little tired. Okay, I notice, gosh, this morning I'm speaking as if this may be you. I had actually a pretty peaceful day, but I'm projecting possible things you may be experiencing. I'm noticing I was a little hard on myself this morning. I noticed I was frustrated with my kids. I noticed I lost my temper. I noticed I feel disorganized. I notice I'm feeling hopeless. Notice what you notice. Give way. Give it permission. It's just communication, like talking to a good friend, being present, being aware. And now take your attention into your heart and imagine sitting in your own heart, surrounded by your own love and compassion and acceptance and willingness. You know all that you offer others. That's for you right now. So just breathe into your heart and imagine cultivating more of what you need, and imagine it flowing through your bloodstreams to support you so that every cell of your body is saturated in the energy that you most need right now. Let your subconscious mind become familiar with being supported, with having your needs met, with offering yourself compassion. Let this become your new normal. It will be helpful during Mercury retrograde. I promise you. In fact, you can ask yourself this question: what will be different if I offer myself more compassion at this time in my life? What would I do differently, and what would be different? You can just allow your wisdom to bring the answer forward for you, or you can pause the video and jot down or take a few moments to journal. You can decide. Just being very present to yourself and to your own wisdom, letting your mind-body system know that it's safe for you to know what you need to know. It's safe for you to be present to what you haven't been present to before during this retrograde time. What is Mercury retrograde possibly wanting to reveal to you, to remind you of, to help you reset, restore, reclaim, redo? Just noticing, giving yourself permission to just notice and just receive what you need. If it's helpful, I'd like to invite you to take yourself in your mind's eye to a safe and sacred place. Somewhere in nature is always helpful because it helps us remember, I'm doing all the RE words, remember that we are of nature too. And that we can remember and reclaim our true natures through Mercury retrograde, through Venus retrograde, which we're also in. Reclaim our self-love, what we value. Reclaim your self-worth. So just being open, and sometimes it is helpful in a meditation and a guided inner experience to have your hands open in a receptive mode. And now we're going to drop in where you are and to connect to what you need to become aware of. And just take this question in. And again, you can pause the video and journal, or just feel or listen to what arrives for you. What do I need to know about the experience that I am currently dealing with? What do I need to know about the experience that I'm currently in, I'm dealing with, or I'm challenged by? What do I need to know? And remember, if you feel stuck or nothing's coming, insert in your mind, I'm willing to know, it's safe for me to know. Okay. Now, what do I need to remember about myself in order to grow through this? What do you need to remember about yourself that will help you grow through whatever you're going through? Maybe you're reminded of your strength. Maybe you're reminded of your authentic desires. Maybe you're reminded that you're worth having what you desire. Maybe you're remembering a promise you made to yourself that is not being fulfilled in the current circumstance that you're in. What do you need to remember about yourself in order to grow through what you're going through? And now we're going to go a little deeper and allow the symbolic language of the soul to support you. And we're going to evoke some images. And don't worry if you don't get an image, I'll help you there. But this will help you get more information from your soul. Oftentimes words will come, and that's wonderful, but a deeper communication is in symbology, symbols. That's why dreams are so important. And it's a whole language to understand, to decode what our soul is speaking and communicating to us, and also what information is held in the subconscious mind. So take a breath in, prepare yourself, breathing in what you need, and exhaling everything else. Let go. Becoming more present to your inner world. Allow an image to form that is connected to what is up for review for you. Just trust. There's no wrong or right here. It may be a person, a project, something you forgot about in the past you're being reminded about in this moment. Maybe it's connected to work, or an issue that's been on repeat in your mind. Just allow an image to form connected to what your soul or what this retrograde time is inviting you to review. And just notice the image, and again, pause the video if you want and journal about it. What do you notice about the image? What does it feel like if you don't have an image? What's your sense? What's your intuition? Trust it. Notice the qualities of the image. Like, give it 3 adjectives, describe it. And if you don't know what the image is connected to, ask yourself, what are these 3 qualities familiar to right now in my life? Let's see if more information comes from there. And then ask this image, what does it need? What does it need? Does it need you to take an action? Does it request something? What does it communicate to you? What does it want you to be reminded of, to remember, to become aware of? Okay. Now remember, you can pause and take more time. I'm going to go on to the next bit here. So now breathe in again what you need in this moment. So you just really keep reinforcing to the body, mind system. It's safe to have your needs met. You are worthy of having your needs met. And let that image, that other image, just kind of go off to the side. And now breathing into your heart, bringing in compassion and acceptance and presence to yourself in this moment. And now I'd like to invite you to allow an image to form that represents the solution to the issue that you're currently encountering, the challenge you're facing. Allow an image to form that represents the solution to this issue, or the guidance, or the answer. Again, just trust and allow. Whatever image arrives, welcome it. Be curious about it. Again, you can pause and journal about it. So as you focus on the image, again, noticing the qualities of the image. What are the qualities? If you described it, 3 adjectives. And if you can, dialogue with the image and ask it, what are you wanting me to know? What are you revealing that needs healing? What are you offering me to navigate to the desired outcome that I have? And just listen and receive. Really grounding and rooting in your safe and sacred place in nature, I want you to now just to imagine that you've received something that is going to support you, that has allowed you to reset, reclaim, restart, whatever you need. And you know I'm always encouraging to reclaim soul potential. So just sitting with this for a moment longer, and if you want, pause the video and come back. I'm just going to wrap up here now. But if you feel like coming back to join me, great. Come on back now. And I hope that this simple drop into your inner world provided you with access to more of your soul wisdom, and also to have some reassurance. I can go on all day. Some reassurance that right where you are is right where you're meant to be, and you're okay. And that right where you are is preparing you for where you're going. So let this time of the retrograde season be a time for the reflection, the reclaiming, the resetting, the restoring, the reknowing, the remembering, so that you can course correct in the direction of your soul possibilities and potential. Okay, Thanks for being with me. And again, do comment, subscribe, like, all that good stuff. I'd love, love, love to hear if you're comfortable in sharing some of the imagery that you got, some of the messages you got. Because remember, when we do our soul work, we're not doing it just for ourselves, we're doing it for the collective. So you may have received a message that I need, or someone watching this channel needs. So I encourage you to be brave and write down the messages you received, and ask any questions you have. But mostly, I hope you receive something that is going to support you during this time. And also, I did want to remind everyone that the word rest begins with RE too. Okay, so rest if you need. Just take really super good care of yourself. Be patient as you go through this time of reflection. All right, I'll see you in a few days. You're seeing a lot of me this week because I'm going to be back with the full moon in Pisces in a couple days. So take good care of yourself until then. Reach for support if you need it. Visit my website for more information about what I offer. And if you want a 20-minute consultation, do visit the website and sign up for one. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Tribal Edge, for being with me. All right, love to you all. Bye-bye.